Post hole diggers, fun. Hey y'all, welcome to TNT Homesteading. This is Terry. Initially I'd planned on spending most of the day working on the cabin and trying to get the ceiling done. But I've got some more solar upgrades going on. I've got 4 more batteries to double my capacity, but those 4 panels won't cut it. I've ordered 12 more panels that'll take me to 3.2 kilowatts of energy created from 800. So that should hopefully, if my math is right, be good. I took the time, I wrote down the power consumption of all of my equipment, everything we have that we want to run, and everything. I did some Googling and trying to figure out what things would be for the stuff we don't currently have. But to make this work, I need more panel space. So what I'm going to do, I think, well, if y'all are new, and I've had a lot of new subscribers, so you may not know, I set this up like this with 2 4x4 posts, anchored well. I've got, just by the size of the panels, those are 4-foot wide cross beams and 10 foot long. And I added them in. I've got them on big lag bolts that have set screws in them just to keep them from moving. And so that way I can adjust them. During the winter I bring them down, during the summer I push them back up. I could spend more time, now that we're here I could do minor tweaks, but at the moment I don't do minor tweaks. I just usually a couple times a year. So my plan right now is to make 3 more of these. I hope to reuse the center beam there. So I'm going to, and I've already started, dig a hole here 2 feet deep and get that 4x4 set in concrete and make another frame to hold 4 more panels, just like I did that one. What I will do then is secure that to the 4x4, drill all the way through the other 2x4, and then put 1 large lag bolt through both sections. Get it tightened down, and then I can adjust each panel and set them. My next plan, because that's like step 1, because it's digging 1 post and creating 1 frame. That'll take me to 1600 watts. My next plan is I've got, those are, by the way, those 4x4s are 10 feet. That way I've got 2 feet in the ground, and even at an angle I can walk underneath that. Now I got a duck, but I can walk underneath that. My next plan is I've got some 12-foot 4x4s that I will put behind this. So back here a little bit, I need to make sure that during the winter sunlight I don't shade the panels, but it'll be 2 feet higher. So I'm hoping that will not be an issue. So basically the exact same setup, 3 posts in a row with the frames and the double long lag bolt in the middle. And I'll have 4 more panels here, or 8 more panels on this side, and then I'll wire them all in. I did have to upgrade the wiring that's running from my panels. Unfortunately, the wiring goes underneath the ground to the shed. So I'm gonna have to dig out that pipe. I don't think, because of my angles, I can just tie the wire to it and pull it through. I would love to do that, but I don't think it'll work. So that's the plan. The panels are supposed to be at my mother-in-law's on Monday, I believe, if shipping is correct. and there's not a delay. So I wanted to try to do some of this today. If I could get at least one more set of panels up, that would be amazing. I don't think I could get 2 up, and I'm sure it'll be a multi-day event as far as getting the panels installed. They snap together easy as far as the connectors are concerned. So these panels from Rich Solar, and they may all do this, this is the only ones I've got experience with, they just snap together. And that's it. So once I can get the panels on the frames, I just have to put them together and wire them to the wire that's going to go to the shed, and then plug them into the new. So on the batteries, I have 4 12-volt LiFePO batteries. I will now have 8. The plan is to wire them so I have they'll be 48 volt. So that's my plan, is 2 sets of 48 volt batteries. I've got a 48 volt charge controller already at my in-laws house. I'll be able to also, I should be able to wire that into the generator. And on extremely cloudy days, long cloudy days, if conserving energy doesn't work, we can always start up the generator to charge the batteries through the charge controller. I got the 3500 watt 80 amp charge controller from Renogy, and again, I haven't even got it here yet. I've got everything else I need. I've got my cables for my batteries. I've got well, I pretty much have everything I need to finish this project. I just need all the stuff. I need the batteries and the solar panels from my in-laws house that we will get Monday night is the plan. But today I'm taking photos, senior photos for my nephew, and we won't be here all day, but while I was waiting, I decided to go ahead and start digging, and thought I would show a quick update on what's going on. I'm using a post hole digger. Fun times. And lots of rocks in the ground. Fun times. All right, well, I took pictures for longer than I intended, so it was a little bit later in the day than I would have liked to get started. It's currently 4:45, but I did get one post hole dug, which finishes off this strand. So I'm going to go ahead and get the post dropped in here and put some concrete in there so it has a chance to get set up. It's awfully windy, so I don't think I'm going to mess with trying to adjust the panels, because I don't want to lay those flat and then, I may leave them straight up and down. I may change it to that. Well, as much as I can with the box over there. But I plan on screwing some screws in, and then using the some clamps as well to hold it while I add the new 2x4 to the side, so I can put the longer bolt back in. But I don't know if I'm going to mess with that today or not. It's awfully windy here, and I don't want to chance the wind deciding, hey, I know, let's just flip this. I'm hoping this even works. That's also why I'm planning on actually putting several long screws in instead of just using clamps to hold it, because I don't trust it. All right, let me get this pole set. Okay, so here's a trick that I do a lot of times on different concrete. I'll pour my dry concrete into the hole. Add some water and then stir it in the hole. And then make sure it's level while you have a chance to change it if you need to. course, you should have started with that before you started, which I did. This is good. So at the moment, all I got to do is let it set up, and I'm done with this for today. Time to move on to a different hole. Okay, one quick thing. As I was installing these posts, I did the one you saw a minute ago, and I've done one more. There it is. I've done one more since. That one's not bad. It's actually lined up and squared with the pole in front of it. But before I started digging another hole, and before that got a chance to set up, I wanted to make sure I was correct on the positioning of my next pole. For solar panels, everything I've read says you want true north. You don't want magnetic north, you want true north. So, you know, finding that's a little more complicated. There's apps that let you do that, some that say they do and don't, and so I tried a few different apps. The one I used the last time I did this didn't even exist anymore. The app just crashed and I couldn't even re-download it. So if you really want the one I currently use, I used a couple different ones. I just kept Googling True North Android because I use an Android phone. Anyway, I've got that set up. You can see I actually, just to make sure I'm good, that's my 10-foot board. And as you see, maybe over there, the boards are inside the 4x4s, and those are 10 feet. So I wanted to make sure I'm good on my 10 feet. I double checked my true north. So that is true west. Well, we're facing true north right now. And I went ahead and for the sake of my nerd brain, I measured from that post to that post, and then measured from that post to here, to this corner, just like I did on the other side, the far corner. So I know that spot right there is where I want to dig. So I will start digging on the 4x4 right there. Start digging for the 4x4 right there. And then I'll do the other one on the other side, though I've got some wood, so it's going to be a little harder to do, but I can still measure it. I can still find true north and go from there. Anyway, I'm running out of daylight, and if I could get the concrete set today so they got a chance to really set up hard before Monday, that would be great. I would really like that. I mean, I won't even get probably to work on it Monday unless I manage to do some work at lunchtime. But I won't do anything tomorrow. I'm planning on just resting and enjoying the day. So I want to get back on that. Post hole diggers. Fun. Well, it's 7 o'clock. I've got half hour daylight left, it looks like. But I've got all 4 of my posts in. And so the concrete can get set up for a couple of days, and then I can worry about drilling my holes. Let me show you what I've got real quick. So this front one is the one that y'all pretty much watched me do. Again, I dug the hole, I set the post, I poured a little bit of concrete in there, I got it level. I started by measuring from these poles across. On the back side, like I said, I checked for true north to make sure I've lined those up east and west like I need to. I used that 10-foot board there to work on spacing. I ran into a huge rock there that I had to dig out. Because of that, and more rocks further down in the bottom, that I didn't get that quite as deep as I would have liked. So I put more concrete around that one just to be on the safe side. And then I got the other one. So they're level, forward and backward. And I can drill my holes just like I've done here. This is the plan. In fact, I'll start with the middle one, and I will drill the hole, put the 2 cross beams on it on both sides, and then put the bolt on there, and then do the other 2 sides, and then do the front piece. Because as you can see here, these are an 8-foot board cut in half, and then I added the 10-foot board on top of it, and then I added the 2x6 on top of that. It makes a good strong corner for me, and the 2x6 is so the mounting brackets can fit. Wasn't quite sure a 2x4 would quite cut it, so I went ahead and went with the 2x6, and I did the same thing this time. So it's still cold, but I need a shower, so I'm going to get off here and finish cleaning up, probably restock the wood because it's cold. Fire's gone all day. My wife's kept the cabin nice and warm, and I'm getting ready to go enjoy that. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you on the next video.